What's up YouTube? My name is Ty and welcome to the first ever Ty Ryan personal finance video. Now guys, I have been on a financial journey for the last 8 or so months, and it has really transformed the way I think about money, the way I think about my finances, and the way I think about my future. So I wanted to tell you the story of how I went from being terrified about money to being terrified about even thinking about my finances to obsessing over learning more about personal finances and taking control of my money. So around Christmas time, which was about 7 months ago, I went home to visit my family, and while I was home, I decided I wanted to test drive a motorcycle. My plan was to spend the next couple months paying down my car payment and then financing a motorcycle. Now maybe that sounds like a terrible idea to you, but I was only smart enough to know I didn't want to have 2 payments, but I was fine with having 1. So I decided I was going to finance that motorcycle. And this is no joke. I get into the car to drive to the dealership, and my brother, he starts playing a podcast, which is a personal finance podcast. And the people are talking about paying off debt, about taking control of their money, about investing for retirement. And my mind just started to explode because finally I felt like there was a plan that I could understand, that I could follow, and I didn't need to have a background in finance or accounting, but I could really understand these principles and put them to work for me in my life. So the entire drive to and from the car dealership, I listened to these podcasts. I had them turn it up, and I became obsessed that day with personal finance. I took a flight home, which was about 2 hours, and I binge listened to this podcast, and the principles in this show set me on a path to learn as much as I could about personal finance and take control of my money as best as I could. As soon as I got home, I started on a budget. I found so much extra money in my bank account that honestly I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I didn't know where my money was going. It was all going somewhere that I didn't tell it to go, but in frivolous spending I was sending money out the door and I didn't even know where it was going. But I took control of that with a budget. Then I started paying off as much debt as possible. Over the next 7 or 8 months, I put all my money toward my debt. I got intense about paying off debt, about taking extra jobs and putting that toward my debt. And I am so excited that in the next probably month or 2 here, I will be debt free, and that feels so good. So guys, I guess you're probably wondering, well, why is he here? Why is he telling us this story? Well, I wanted to document my progress with taking control of my money, and I also wanted to just invite you guys into all these topics that I've been learning about personal finance. So I'm going to do a lot of videos about the things I've learned about personal finance and how they've affected me in a personal way. So I'm going to do a lot of learning on here, and I want to do this from a place of us all learning together. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, if you've been scared to take control of your finances, or even just hear some tips in overcoming some of the hurdles or overcoming some of the fears, this is the place for you. You can just go ahead and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video.